Well, hello there, trio participants. My name is Carlos, and I'm here to present this thing called Managing Stress as a trio workshop today. I have to warn you before I get started, I am a very fast talker. I get on this like little tangent, and when I get on these tangents, then I start to talk really fast, and then I get off topic. So I wanted to warn you before, we begin this workshop. This workshop is about managing stress. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope everyone's having a great fall semester or spring semester, wherever we're at right now. And let's get into it. I'm so excited to start this. So, here are the main points that we're going to go through today. So, we're going to talk about what is stress. We're going to be talking about the biological effects of stress and how do we manage stress. I think it's important to know what stress is or in order to learn how to manage it, right? Um, Also, to look at the biological effects of stress. This is a very easy PowerPoint. It's going to be fun and funny. I hope so. I hope we get something out of it. But yeah, fun, easy, simple, and cool. Let's do this. So, what is stress, right? What my perception of stress is that it's high blood pressure, is that it was, uh, you know, biting your nails or losing your hair or losing your teeth. I'm like super obsessed with my teeth. Like I am like so scared of losing my teeth. Like I want to be able to have teeth when I'm like, 60. Okay. Implants is like out of the question, right? If I have to, I will. But false teeth scare me, right? See, I'm on those tangents, right? But I thought that's what stress was, is like you losing your teeth or you losing your hair or you losing or biting your nails. Really, what evolutionists believe, or they came with the concept of that we have this instinct that is from our ancestors, right? We developed this fight or flight response to protect ourselves from predatory situations, dangerous situations, if you want to get more specific. Um, t- you know, just to tell a difference between like different situations in life. So it's important to have it because if we didn't have that instinct, this thing called the fight or flight instinct, then we're kind of screwed because we couldn't tell the difference between predatorial situations. And so evolutionists believe that it started with our ancestors. Okay, it started a long, long time ago, thousands upon thousands of years ago when humans started, humans were young in this life or were young on this earth. Um, like starting out as humans and us being as a human species and us being as a species has been about 1,000 years. Start of it, we started to develop this instinct. So this is the biological aspects of stress. So like I said before, the fight or flight response, right? Fight or flight response is, to be more specific, is called the autonomic nervous system in our brain, right? So it's broken up into two things: the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system, right? So the parasympathetic nervous system is the system that is responsible for controlling our energy. It's responsible for controlling our heart rate. It's responsible for controlling our digestion. Without it, digestion, our heart rate, like having a resting heart rate, we kind of out of whack. And so it's important to have the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is responsible for turning on all those things that we need, like our heart, our pupils, our muscles that start to tense when we're in dangerous situations. So I'll give you an example. Okay, me. Okay, for example, I'm walking in a forest, right? Okay, I'm walking in a forest, just in Pikes Peak, walking, and it's a beautiful June 5th day. Yeah, I don't know why it's specifically June 5th. It's a beautiful June 5th day. I'm walking. I can smell the pine trees, and you know, I'm walking, and then I can hear something walking behind me, and I turn around, There's a bear. Okay. Now I'm running from that bear. But before that, which happens very quickly, is that your fight or flight response goes in attack. So your parasympathetic nervous system gets turned off and your sympathetic nervous system gets turned on, or my parasympathetic nervous system gets turned off and my sympathetic nervous system turns on. When I see that bear, my pupils dilate, my heart rate increases, my muscles tense, and I'm running away. It's called flying for that bear, running away from that bear, or fighting that bear. There's no damn way I'm running from that or fighting that bear. So I'm running for the bear, and there's a bunch of other different situations that us humans are in. Somebody trying to fight us or somebody's trying to harm us, based off our instincts, we're either going to fight that person or we're going to run away from that person. It's all fight or flight, and we basically choose which one we do as far as fight or flight. But it's an instinct of ours, and our body prepares us for that. Um, you know, when you're in a dangerous situation, you're not worried about digestion. You're not worried about your heart rate. You're not really worried about conserving energy. You're worried about getting away from that dangerous situation as soon as possible, just like getting run away from that bear. You're worried. Your main focus at that point in time, or my main focus at that point in time, is to get away from that bear as soon as I can. Run away from that bear, if that makes any sense. Moving on. So when I was doing my research, I had no idea that there was three kinds of different stresses, right? So there's acute stress, there's episodic acute stress, and there's chronic stress. Um, and they kind of all fall, like, like from one being the least, like the least like detrimental to your health to like the most being the most detrimental to your health. So, when I was doing my research too, I really thought stress was just bad for you. I thought stress was just this god awful thing, but really stress is good for you. It's important to have stressors in your life. I take stress or stressors, as you would say, um, as anything, right? Um, anything that you're obligated to, anything that you're obligated to, or any person that you're obligated to. It's like your family, your job, your schoolwork, syllabus, all that other stuff. Those are stressors. It's an obligation that you're obligated to do. And I think it's important to have those. I think it's important to have stress in your life, because if you didn't have it, then I think life doesn't become fulfilling. No, I don't think, I know life doesn't become fulfilling. Because what do we really have at the end of the day then? Do we have ourselves? Are we just coasting through? So it's important to have it because I think it allows us to get things done. Stress allows us to get, or stressors allows us to get things done. And it allows us to feel accomplished at the end of the day. It fulfills us at the end of the day. The problem is with us is that it's not the stress that intrudes on our physical health or on our emotional health. It's how we process our stress that intrudes on our physical and our emotional well-being. The stress of itself is not a bad thing. It's actually a great thing. It's how we process it that does the most intrusive work. Or dangerous work, not intrusive. I'm trying to sound smart. Episodic acute stress. So episodic acute stress is just like acute stress. You experience the little mundane things or stressors. But I feel like this is when, this is what I talk about when you lack the prioritization, or when you lack the process skills of processing your stress the way that you should be processing your stress. Then you're going to start experiencing everything becomes stressful. Everything starts to become stressful. The littlest things. We all go through this in college. I think we all do. When we lack organization, me, when we lack prioritization, that's definitely me. Time management, oh my God, me. We start to experience episodic acute stress. Everything starts to be stressful. And so that's when our heart, we start to have an increased risk for heart disease, increased risk for hypertension. That's when the blood pressure starts to come into shape here, is when we start to, when we lack the prioritization skills and the organizational skills, that's when things start to unflow. Your cup starts to overflow. metaphorically speaking. So that's episodic acute stress. Okay. This is chronic stress. So chronic stress is like the worst of them all. Usually, people that experience chronic stress is a prolonged period of stress, and now it's really wearing on you physically, right? So, like, you start to experience high blood pressure. You know, it starts to damage muscle tissue. It suppresses your immune system. It's long-term exposure to high levels of cortisol, or yeah, I cannot pronounce that word. But basically, what happens is when somebody does not, deal with their stress the right way for so long, the chronic stress really starts to employ you, and it really starts to really affect your life in a very, very impactful way. Um, Mostly, people that experience chronic stress are the ones that have dealt with a post-traumatic situation. So, for example, come back from the war, firemen, paramedics, police officers, um, people that come from very abusive homes. Um, Usually the ones that experience are at high risk for chronic stress because of the trauma that they've experienced. And usually that takes therapy, but really chronic stress can happen to anybody when you don't know how to process your stress the right way, if that makes any sense. I find this Sphinx cat very cute. I thought that they're the most, I wouldn't want to have one because they freak me out. Okay. They just, I don't know what's with them. I don't know why they're so cute. They're funny looking. Maybe it's just one of those things where they're like ugly. They're so ugly, they're cute kind of things. But you know, that's just me. To see, okay, getting off topic here. But the reason why I had these pictures on here because I think that's a good definition of what chronic stress is this Sphinx cat and then this baby like going crazy because not crazy but like just losing it because that the stress starts to implode on your life in a very impactful way. It's like episodic acute stress, but in a more impactful way, if that makes any sense. Chronic stress is like episodic acute stress, but a way more impactful in a healthy way. So how do we handle it? How do we handle our stress? How do we process our stress the right way? It involves, drum roll please, self-care. Now, I was looking up definitions of self-care, and many people have their own definition of it, but I feel like self-care is your own personal, structure, or your own personal, methods or trainings or what you do to help you process your stress the right way, right? And it helps you physically, helps you get better physically, and it helps you helps you get better physically, it helps you get better mentally, and it sustains you as well. Uh, these are some of the ideas. I mean, there's probably a billion of ideas of what people do for their self-care, right? But this is some of the ones that I found the most interesting: mindfulness, sleepwalking, running, dancing, laughing, gym, food, yoga, drinking water, cooking, baking, gardening, reading, and camping. Like I said, there's like a plethora of different ones. We're just going to go through a couple of them because I don't have all day. Try to go through all of them. We're just going to go through a couple of them. Ooh, mindfulness. As a college student, including me, um, we have a lot of obligations. We got our family, we got our schoolwork, we have a job. Most of us do. Some of us probably have other kids, probably have kids themselves. You know, and some of those obligations that we're doing for ourselves, like our schoolwork and all that, we're doing that so that we could create future obligations for ourselves. AKA having the dream job that we want, or having the dream career that we want, or going into grad school. But it's a lot. It could be a lot of stressors, and it could be so hard to be mindful of just embracing your reality. I'm gonna get a little personal with you, if you don't mind. So last summer, or this past summer, I've been going through a lot in my personal life, and for the longest time, I've been trying to live in the future, trying to live in the future, and because I could not face my reality, because I didn't understand my reality, I didn't get my reality because of what was going on with my mom, my dad, and until just recently, what I realized was in order to really embrace and fully indulge and fully to have the full extent of life, you got to embrace your reality. You got to embrace your reality. Um, you got to. The good, the bad, the ugly, you got to embrace it. You got to embrace it all. Even though it's hard at times, you got to, because that's how you truly and fully benefit the gift of life. All right. It's not called the present for a reason, but I think, I suffer. I know a lot of other people suffer. And I think you suffer too. If the ones that are listening to this, if you think about the future so much that you can't really, that you're not in reality, you know, like just stay in reality. It could really help you, if that makes any sense. Um, yeah, but it's hard not to. It's hard to stay mindful. And so I think mindfulness, learning how to be mindful, just sitting somewhere and try to collect your thoughts and try to embrace who you are right in the present moment. It takes work. It takes a while, but it's very helpful because it's been shown to reduce stress, to decrease anxiety, to improve concentration. It's very helpful. I find it helpful. No, it's worked for a lot of other people, and I think it helped you too. Walking. I'll go personal too. I'll give you another personal story. So freshman year, right? Ready? I was, going to the gym 5 times a day, 5 times a week, right? Going to the gym, not knowing what the hell I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing, right? But I was going to the gym practically every day except Saturday and Sunday, always on the bench press, right? I was 174, right? I was 174 when I got to the gym, when I was doing the gym. And then I became 242 in 6 months. It's an 80-pound difference. It's 80, what is it? 50 or 60-pound difference. Listen, the point is that I was doing something. I was doing it because everybody was telling me to do it, right? I was doing it because everybody was telling me to do it. And I wasn't finding the things that helped me physically, that I enjoyed physically. See, you got to find the things that, yeah, are helpful for you physically, are enjoyable. Because I don't think it'd be self-care if you're doing something physical and it's healthy physically wise, if you're not enjoying it. It's not truly self-care. If you're not really enjoying what you're doing to help you stay in physical shape, then it's not really self-care and you should stop doing that, right? But walking is one of those ones that has really helped me. So it's a great source. It helps you with your mental state. It reduces your arthritis pain, and it increases creativity. Just doing 30 minutes, I think one time I went for a 2-hour walk, blowing out steam, having a big bite with my mom, you know, and just walking for 2 hours probably wasn't a good idea because it was very hot. It was the hottest part of the day. I had no water, and I was really dehydrated. I was really dehydrated. But it's helpful, and I say this to say there's a lot of people that try to do a diet or you know do go to the gym or and the reason why it's not sustainable or if it's not helpful, it's not because it's a lack of um, consistency with it. It is just the lack of, do you enjoy it? Do you really enjoy what you do? That's the one thing you got to question. Of course, you got to find some physical activity, right, in your life. To help you stay physically fit and in shape, and to help you stay healthy. Not in shape necessarily, because everybody has different body shapes and stuff like that, and we got to embrace that. But I'm saying, as far as you got to find something that helps you physically to stay physically healthy. Find that what's enjoyable for you. And don't stick to something that is what society tells you should stick to, or what works for somebody else. But yes, as we're moving on, benefits of sleep. Okay, so it improves memory, it curbs inflammation, it spurs creativity, it increases attention span. I could go on and on about all the benefits of sleep. Sleep is the most important thing in life. And we do not get enough of it as college students. I would love to I would love to get an average of, on average, of this whole campus, of the Auraria campus, of how, of what is the average sleep, how many hours of sleep does a college student get? Because I think it's very little. I think it's very little. I think as a society, we're so sleep deprived because we have so many distractions. We have so many distractions in our head, right? Just even our head's even a battle at times because of technology, right? I don't know about you, but sometimes I get caught up in Facebook for about 3 hours. I lose 3 hours, like boom, it's already 12 o'clock. And now we can't go to sleep because we spent 3 hours on Facebook or on Instagram or on any social media network, you know, comparing ourselves and our lives to somebody else, looking at likes, seeing how much likes somebody got, or seeing how much likes that I got. You know, we do that all the time, and that could be emotionally wearing, and it takes away from our sleep. Technology can be a device. It could be a device, you know. But that's what we're moving to, and I think that's why we lack a lot of sleep, is because not only are we dealing with obligations, you know, in our life, and the stresses in our life, but yet we go home and we turn on Instagram, or we turn on, you know, Facebook, or we turn on Snapchat, or all these different social media websites, and we see somebody in their picture, and we see somebody else with their picture, and we see how many likes they got, and we see all their comments, and we just compare, and we just go through this comparing process of how good people are. Like, wow, oh, I wish I had that. Oh God, like, and it's like, how can I go to sleep now with those thoughts? You go to sleep with these unhealthy thoughts, you know. And so I think that's one of the reasons why we lack a lot of sleep, is because of our devices, you know, because of our technology, because of this distraction. Don't get me wrong, you know, Facebook is a great, you know, mix, but I think it's also could be, you know, a very toxic thing to be used, you know, especially when it comes at night and it's impacting us when it comes to our sleep, you know. I think we're all meant to get 6, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. They say that's the most healthiest thing. And truth be told, I think if we got enough sleep and if we got enough water, the right amount of water, which will be in the next slide, I think this world would be a better place. I think, yeah, you can't, you have to also put in consideration mental health and people that have different life circumstances. I totally understand that, right? But I think it's just as an overall community of people, right? I really think that we would be better if we got enough sleep and we got enough water, if we get the amount of water that we're supposed to be getting. But as Americans, we don't get it enough of it. We don't. Because not only we are feeling an array of emotions, right? We're feeling an array of emotions. We're raging with hormones, and raging with testosterone, and raging with all these different feelings and emotions in life. We're raging with that. But we're also sleep deprived, and we're also dehydrated. It's a bad mix, what I'm realizing. That's just my theory, is that if we could really, really truly attack, or really truly get at the right amount of sleep, and really truly get at people getting enough water, I think we could really tackle that other stuff, the emotions, the mental health, you know, you know, more, you know, more, I don't know, more in depthly, you know. But I definitely think it would really improve people's mood if we really got the right amount of sleep. People's mood would be like that. It would be better, you know. I really do. Water. Water increases energy. Water helps with weight loss. Water flushes out your toxins in your body. It improves skin complexion. It boosts your immune system. The headache remedy. Water, just like sleep, is the most important thing to us. Did you know that if we didn't have any kind of water in 3 days, we would die? Like any kind of water. So everything that we drink, whether you believe it or not, is made up of water, right? Like everything that you drink is made up of water. A lot of things that you drink is made up of water. Like Coke. Well, I don't know about Coke. Like Coca-Cola. But like, let's just say tea, for example. You put water in your tea, right? In order to make tea, you got to put water in it. Um, see here. I think it takes, yeah, I think it takes water to make soda. Um, if you eat fruit. So everybody has to have at least some water to survive. Our body is made up of 75% water, and we lose a lot of it in a day from just breathing, from just walking, from just sweating. And so, how vital is it for us to consume it? Because we lose it. How vital is it for us to consume it? To be made up of 75 to 70, 75% water, how more important is it for us to consume that in our bodies to make ourselves hydrated? I swear, I can guarantee you that people's mood and energy would shift if everybody got the right amount of water in their daily life. You know, not the monsters. Coffee is my thing. I love coffee. Oh, I love coffee. But if we all got the right amount of water, I think we would be really, our mood, it would change everything. It would change everything. But I think it would really change our mood is if we got the right amount of water and we got the right amount of sleep. You know, I don't know about you, but I definitely have headaches a lot of the times because sometimes I don't consume enough water in a day. And so, uh, you know, yeah, if whoever has had a headache or migraines, it's the worst thing in the world. It is like the worst thing in the world to have them. But oh man, my glasses are really, really dirty. So headaches are like the worst thing in the world. But I think with water, it could really help. Like just water. I'm gonna move on now. I love this one. Laughing, smiling. I just laughing, but you know, I think, like I said before, y'all, we have a lot of different things that go on in our lives, right? Like I said before, we have all these different obligations, as a college student, right? And then also saying that we also have all these different comparisons, and we have all this instant gratification that's in our life right now that our parents didn't have, that our grandparents didn't have, their ancestors didn't have. So, but we live in a generation where we have all these self gratifications in life, and we're so caught up in thinking that the outside will make us happy, that buying materialistic things, or um, getting likes on Facebook, or all these different things, like the internal, like the external world gives us happiness, but from what reality says is that your happiness comes from within, you know, and laughing and smiling, and don't let go of those, you know, because like I said before, when we talked about mindfulness, when you truly embrace your reality, right? When you truly embrace your reality, there's there's a lot of hardships, there's a lot of tragedy, there's a lot of heartache in embracing your reality. But at the same token, where there's a lot of sadness, a lot of grief, a lot of heartache for people that you love, there's also a lot of love. There's a lot of laughs. There's a lot of compassion. There's a lot of empathy. And we all have it. I believe we all have it, right? We forget to smile. We forget to laugh a lot of the time because I think we're so caught up in our feelings instead of embracing them. We get caught up in denying our feelings. We get caught up in the comparison, and not wanting to be vulnerable, and not wanting to feel vulnerable, that we really truly miss the laughs, the smiling, laughing boosts your immune system. It decreases heart risk. It's a heart stimulator. It's a heart stimulator. It's already that already. Speaking of something that will make you laugh, I'll give you an embarrassing story. I keep forgetting to talk about it with the water thing, but when I talk about the benefits of water, I'll give you an embarrassing story, a very personal, embarrassing story, right? So I'm like in my third week of college, right? Freshman year. And from 4 a.m. to like 6, I had consumed about a half a gallon of water, right? I had consumed about a half a gallon of water, about to go to Metro to work out. I was in my swimming trunks. I don't even know why I was in my swimming trunks, but I'm on the library on my way to the school, right? And I get there, but as I'm on my way there, I start to feel the pressure on my kidneys. I start to feel the urine on my kidneys or inside of my kidneys. I don't know where that's at. Part is I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to be a doctor. Okay. Probably should know this, but it started to hurt really bad. I had to go to the bathroom really bad. And, by the time I got the tendinosis stitch, I was like, screw this. I'm stepping down and I got to pee. So I stepped down, I peed my pants on the light rail. The crazy thing is that nobody knew what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on. It was so quiet on the train that day, you know. And what's funny is I really wonder what they had thought or what they had said when those people had to clean it. I feel bad for the people that cleaned it. That's karma on my part. I really think that's going to be my karma. I haven't been experiencing a lot of karma, but I really feel like because of what they saw, of the urine that was on the steps, man, I feel bad. I really do. But man, he's got to do what he got to do sometimes. If you got to go, you got to go. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. And but see, that's funny, right? Or you probably don't think that's funny, but I tell those stories to people because it actually really happened. It was a part of my life where, man, like looking back, I was like, I'm not that person like I used to be. I wasn't the same guy. But it's funny to look back and be like, wow, that's fun. It's funny. Makes me laugh all the time. Laugh more, smile more, cry more, right? There's benefits to even crying. Kills bacteria, releases toxins, improves vision, relieves stress, boosts communication. You know, I think we are afraid of being vulnerable. We are afraid of being vulnerable, and probably even more so now than we once did because I'm going back to the technology, right? We live in a very self-gratifying world, right? We live in a very self-gratifying world. Also, us men live in a very self-gratifying world. And so I think us men don't, I think we have a hard time wanting to feel vulnerable, right? Wanting to cry, wanting to embrace our insecurities as much as we embrace the things that we're confident in. We don't want to embrace our insecurities. This is a man issue. This is a woman's issue. This is a human issue, right? We're so quick to talk about what we're good at. Oh my God, we're so quick to talk about what we're good at or what, or what we're doing. We're so quick to post a picture about us going to Chili's and taking pictures of the margaritas in Chili's, right? Because I like margaritas and Chili's. It's just good. But I'm saying like we're so quick to do that, you know. But I've rarely have seen anybody, talk about what they're bad at or what they feel like they need the most improvement in, or what's their insecurities in life, or what somebody did to them that really hurt them. You rarely hear about that on Facebook. It's not even about that. It's about, what this person's doing wrong and what I'm doing right. But I rarely hear the stories of people talking about what their feelings are and what their emotions are and being vulnerable, crying, you know. I'll give you a personal story. Like I said, this past summer I was dealing with a lot with my family, and it really intruded on my internship because I was in an internship in the summer. And man, I remember in this site visit, because one of the requirements, a part of the internship was this class, and I had to get this internship done. But one of the requirements was to have a site visit where the professor would come in and visit my two supervisors that were in this internship. And I left because it was a hard site visit. I mean, I put it on myself. It was a very, very, very it was a very, very hard, sobering site visit, when, nothing's fun when you're being told that you're not doing this right. And if you're not going to continue to do this right, then you might get fired, or you might get fired. They weren't going to fire me, but it's just not fun when it's not going to. You just knew it was not going to be good, and I knew it wasn't. But I ended up crying. After she had left, after my supervisor, after not my supervisor, but after my professor had left, because I was like, wow, like I really needed to cry. I really needed to talk about what I was going through, and it really helped. And now me and, you know, the supervisor that I had, our relationship is more than just a working relationship. It is like a big sister, like little brother relationship. And it's a great one. It grew so much that summer. It grew so much. And I'm forever thankful for them. And I would not be the same person that I am today without them. I swear to God, I'd not be the same person without them today. I mean, it was really cool. And I kind of get a little emotional talking about it because, I probably wouldn't be the same person today, without them. And I thank them for that. I really do. It wasn't easy at first, but after all that, and I uh, I got better. Communication got better, and the internship ended great. It ended great. You know, um, one of the supervisors would tell me that she always tell me, like, you're always worried. Stop worrying. You're doing the best you can. She was always encouraging. So was the other one too, and it just now they're like my two mentors, and I've always looked up to them. And um, but see, the thing is what I'm trying to get at, y'all, is it's important to feel vulnerable. It's important to feel it's important, but it's also needed to feel broken in times. Because I think we're human. And I think there's this facade in society that we had to be strong, but it's okay to be strong. It's okay to admit that you're weak. It's okay to admit that you're broken. Strong is what I think is strong is admitting that you're broken, that you need help. That is that is that is strong to me. I think there's no such thing as being strong by holding your emotions inside, as a lot of men do. Not all men, but a lot of men do. What society has told us, just what society as a whole has told us, to hold your emotions inside. And I don't know how your parents were, and I just think it's important to know that it's important to feel broken. That it's okay to feel broken. It's okay to feel sad. If you get anything from this workshop, um, I encourage you to be you, and by being you will take a lot of work. It's always evolving. But I think the best self care that you can do in life, one of the best self care techniques that you can do, is seeing you, embracing you, embracing your trials, embracing your weaknesses, embracing your tragedies, embracing all the things that happen in your life. Also embracing the good times and the bad, embracing the good times, embracing that too. Just embracing everything that comes your way, whether it's good or bad, embracing it. Yeah. Um, yeah, I really do. And find the things that help you. Find the things that help you get better in your self-care. That help you process your stressors in your life, because we all have them. So you need to find something that you enjoy that helps you with that, right? That helps you process that. You know, um, it may not be the gym for you. It damn sure ain't for me. Okay, it damn sure ain't for me, but maybe it is for you. And maybe you enjoy it. Maybe that helps you process your stress. That's great. Maybe it's running. Maybe it's walking. You know, maybe it's painting. Maybe it's baking. Maybe it's cooking. Maybe it could be all those things. Maybe it could be hiking. You never know, but I encourage you to find those things and explore those things and try to figure it out for yourself. You only know you. know. Um, yeah. But if you get anything from this, I encourage you to fully and embrace who you are, embrace everything that there is about you with self care. I'm signing off. It's been a privilege getting to talk to you. whoever you are that's listening to this. And I hope you have a good rest of the semester that you're in, whether it's fall or spring or summer. Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye. By the way, this is the password for the assessment. It's a very easy assessment. It's only going to take you like a minute. It's not rocket science. The password to the quiz is love, with capitalized L. So talk to you soon. Bye. Or just bye.